Welcome to Cosmic Compass, where we journey together through the mysteries of space, exploring the science, the stories, and the possibilities that shape our future among the stars. Today, we're venturing into one of NASA's most ambitious projects, the Artemis program and its Gateway station. This mission could change the way humanity explores the moon and even prepare us for the first steps on Mars. So let's set our sights beyond Earth and see what lies ahead. Have you ever wondered what it would truly take for humanity not just to visit the moon, but to live and work there? Imagine a future where the lunar surface becomes a stepping stone toward Mars and beyond. That is the bold vision of NASA's Artemis program, a mission that goes far beyond a simple return to the moon. At the heart of this plan lies an ambitious project called Gateway, a space station unlike any we have built before. Gateway is a joint effort between NASA, the European Space Agency, Roscosmos JAXA, and the Canadian Space Agency. Much like the International Space Station, it will be an international collaboration, but instead of orbiting Earth, Gateway will orbit the moon, opening up new opportunities for science exploration and perhaps even industry. So how exactly will it work? Why is it so important? And why would we place a station around the moon in the first place? Let's explore. The Gateway mission coincides with the arrival of NASA's newest rocket, the Space Launch System, or SLS. This is the most powerful rocket ever built, surpassing even the legendary Saturn V that carried Apollo astronauts to the moon. The SLS is immense because it needs to be. It will be capable of launching 130 tons into low Earth orbit and sending smaller yet still massive payloads to destinations much farther away. This power is essential. While robotic probes can travel light, human beings require far more life support, habitats, food, water, and radiation shielding. To deliver all of this, NASA needs a rocket like the SLS. One launch alone could send about 45 tons directly to Mars. But this capability comes with a steep price. Each SLS launch may cost up to $2 billion, largely because its boosters are not reusable. Critics have argued that this makes it unsustainable, especially compared to private companies like SpaceX. Yet NASA has pressed on, and the SLS is nearly ready for its first voyage. If we put aside the debate about cost for a moment, the engineering itself is breathtaking. Just watch the colossal fire from its test runs an unmistakable sign of raw power designed to push humanity deeper into space than ever before. And with that power, NASA plans to launch not only astronauts in the Orion capsule, but also the building blocks of Gateway itself. Because Gateway cannot be launched all at once, it will be built in stages. Construction will be slow, and the first modules are not expected to be fully assembled until 2026. Even then, only the most basic parts will be complete, but that is the beauty of its modular design. Gateway can grow as our ambitions grow. Of course, all of this depends on political will and budget. NASA has plans stretching into the late 2020s with both crewed and robotic missions, but everything hinges on funding. At the same time, the United States is keenly aware of competition. China is pushing forward with its own lunar program, including plans for a base at the moon's south pole. It feels as though we are on the edge of a new space race, one that could shape the future of humanity's presence beyond Earth. Now, what will Gateway actually be used for? At its core, Gateway will act as a communication hub and staging post. The first phase will see the installation of a power and propulsion module, followed by a small habitat known as Halo, capable of housing 4 astronauts for up to 30 days. Think of it as a service station in space, a place to rest, prepare, and refuel before heading out on longer journeys. Meanwhile, exploration will also take place directly on the moon. NASA plans to send a rover to the lunar South Pole. Its mission to map and study the water ice trapped inside deep craters that never see sunlight. This ice could be one of the most valuable resources in space, providing drinking water, breathable oxygen, and even rocket fuel. But the challenge is immense. The rover will need to venture into the darkness running only on its batteries before returning to sunlight to recharge. It's like sending a scout into a cave of eternal night with no second chances if the power runs out. Why the South Pole? Because these craters protect ice from melting under the sun's rays, while the peaks nearby receive nearly constant sunlight. Solar panels placed there could power future habitats and even farms. If you picture it, the craters could one day shelter astronauts from radiation, while the ridges above supply the energy they need to survive. Once Gateway is operational, it will serve as the staging point for Artemis 3, the first mission to carry astronauts to the lunar surface in more than half a century. The Orion capsule will dock at Gateway, providing additional living space. Then part of the crew will descend to the South Pole itself, staying for about a week while their colleagues remain aboard the station. During this historic mission, astronauts will conduct moonwalks, collect samples of ice, and carry out scientific experiments. Significantly, NASA has announced that one of these astronauts will likely be the first woman ever to set foot on the moon. Imagine the symbolism of that moment, a new footprint pressed into lunar dust, the first since Apollo, and this time belonging to a woman. Their spacesuits will also be far more advanced than those of the Apollo era. Gone are the days of clumsy bouncing strides. These new designs will allow astronauts to walk more naturally, bend and move with agility. Combined with modern cameras, we can expect stunning footage unlike anything seen before. But Artemis 3 is not the end. It is only the beginning. NASA envisions constructing a permanent lunar outpost, one that could eventually sustain itself. The moon offers a perfect testbed for technologies needed on Mars: oxygen production, water, recycling plant, cultivation, and long-term radiation protection. All of these will be practiced and refined just 3 days from Earth before being attempted on a planet months away. Beyond survival, there are also economic opportunities. The moon may hold valuable resources such as helium-3, a rare isotope on Earth that could one day power nuclear fusion. At its peak, helium-3 reached a price of $2,000 per gram. Other materials like metal foams might also be manufactured more efficiently in the moon's weaker gravity, creating high-quality structures that are difficult to produce on Earth. Transporting these resources back would be easier too, thanks to the moon's low gravity. Some scientists even imagine magnetic catapults, railguns that could fling cargo into orbit, ready to be collected. Looking further ahead, Gateway will serve as a launch point for even more ambitious missions. Artemis 4, 5 and beyond will expand the station and refine the systems needed for deep space exploration. The ultimate goal remains Mars. Everything learned on and around the moon will prepare us for the far more difficult journey to the red planet. In many ways, exploration is in our blood. Just as our ancestors crossed oceans and discovered new lands, today we look upward to the stars. The moon is no longer just a distant light in the night sky. It is becoming a place we can reach, study, and even inhabit. And from there, Mars awaits. With other nations advancing their own space programs, the next decade may see an era of exploration and competition not unlike the first space race. But this time, the stakes are higher and the frontier is broader. Let's hope humanity rises to the challenge. All the best, and until next time, let's keep reaching for the cosmos. That brings us to the end of our exploration of Gateway and the Artemis missions. What do you think? Will humanity build a permanent home on the moon in our lifetime? And how soon might we see astronauts walking on the surface of Mars? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey, make sure to subscribe to Cosmic Compass and join us as we continue to explore the cosmos, one story at a time. Until next time, let's keep reaching for the stars together.